welcome to Simple Creations with Angela. Today I have something special for you. The My Pink Stamper design team has worked on some projects, and our challenge this time was to use as many stamps on a card, a layout, home decor, whatever it may be, but it was to use as many stamps as possible, and I had so much fun with this project. I knew I couldn't contain myself to a card, so that's why I did a 2-page layout. So because there's so much detail to it, I wanted to do a quick little video just to show you how I did some of the details. My images are cut from Hoot and Holler. We have the house, the owl, and the tree, but I didn't stop just there. They have so many layers, and the plain paper I used paper tray ink paper, so it's very, very thick. So this tree has so much dimension to it. And then I even embossed with the small dots embossing folder on the wood part of the tree. So what I did is I knew I wanted to stamp on everything like it was pattern paper. So on the outside of my tree I used one stamp over and over, and it was actually from the Yummylicious stamp set by My Pink Stamper, and it's this stamp that says, "This looks so good that I almost kept it all to myself." But it's so scripty that you can't really see all the detail of it, so it makes it look like it's just a scripted stamp, and I just repeated that one stamp over and over and over. But then over here on my house, I used My Pink Stampers from the Heart stamp set, and I took multiple stamps and lined them all over my acrylic block and stamped them down. And I actually did all that while it was still on my Cricut mat and while I still had the heart in the middle, so that I wasn't making a mess all over everything. And then I took my red layer, and I kind of knew where the middle of my heart would be, and I just took some of the hearts from the stamp set and I put them on acrylic block, and I just started stamping them. I used several different kinds of inks. I used a brown ink for the house. I used some of Martha Stewart's inks for their, and this actually has red ink all over it. It's hard to tell because it's on brown paper, but it does. And then I had all these spaces to put pictures. I'm like, why not put stamps behind them? But so that it would show up on it, I actually embossed it. I heat embossed it. So I used a Versamark ink, and then I actually used a clear embossing powder. And then you heat it up with a heat gun, and then that melts the embossing powder on it. And on different papers you can see it shows up different. On the darker paper it showed up really well. The lighter paper it did. The red, it kind of blends in, but you're going to have a different look for every paper. And then even on the owl I used the same stamp over and over. I used Have a Tremendous Day from More Punnylicious. So I just used that stamp over and over, and it looks really cool. Close up you can see more of the dimension of it. So then I also wasn't sure what I wanted for my background, and I actually combined two different paper lines. I used Basic Gray, and then I used Dream Street papers, and then I tied it all together with the striped paper that's ripped. That's also from Dream Street papers. So that's how I pulled my project together. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you join us at mypinkstamper.com for the challenge. It was so much fun, and I hope you learned a lot about how you can use different stamps in your projects, whether it's using the same stamp over and over, or it's using multiple stamps to create a pattern paper look, and just a unique look for your project. Thank you again from Simple Creations, and I hope you join us again soon.